Hello, my name is Opal Singleton. I'm the president and CEO of Million Kids. Please follow us on our social media to get the latest information. In this particular case that we're going to talk about today, this happens to be a case and an operation related to the Riverside County Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force. We call them RCAHT, and Million Kids serves as the training and outreach coordinator for RCAHT. So this is a Million Kids Insider Alert. If you want to share these with others, certainly please ask them to go to millionkids.org and sign up for our insider alerts. This is what we call Operation Reclaim and Rebuild. It was conducted by the Riverside County Sheriff Department in the early parts of February 2022. It is a prostitution sting, and the arrests were made in Temecula, Menifee, Murrieta, and also in Lake Elsinore. This is called Operation Reclaim and Rebuild. If you follow about human trafficking across the U.S., you will be familiar with that term. This is an operation run in cities all across the nation, usually in January and February, and ran in conjunction with federal law enforcement. It's a 4-day-long operation in this case. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of preparation to get involved with it. And during the time that this took place, the task force members arrested here in Riverside County 31 males and 7 females for misdemeanor solicitation of prostitution. So they also located and rescued 2 victims of sex trafficking. Initial investigations led the task force to believe that these subjects are being forced to engage in acts of prostitution against their will. Of course, the identity of the victim will be withheld in conjunction with the confidentiality laws in California. The victims were referred to victim services for assistance as the investigation in their sex trafficking cases continue. I want to just take a minute and give a shout out to Riverside County and the victim service providers in Riverside County. We have some of the best in the nation, and we're very fortunate. We have a variety of kinds of services that are offered out to them. This is important in assisting anybody who's in the life of commercial sex to be able to get out of that life and be able to be safe. Now, one of the things I wanted to point out as we look at who was arrested, I don't know that it's specific to this case, but one of the things I do know is some sex buyers can pose a threat to the commercial sex provider, as well as fact they impact the safety of our community. In this case, one of the individuals arrested was carrying a loaded firearm. Another individual was arrested during the operation for solicitation of prostitution, but they also possess controlled substances and paraphernalia, meaning drug-related equipment. So as it turns out, there's all ages, all nationalities of individuals that were involved in this particular operation called Reclaim and Rebuild. Arrested and booked into the detention facilities were these individuals. As you can see, they're all different ages from various parts of, in this case, California, some as far away as El Cajon. Here are some additional ones. People from Long Beach were involved in that 1,000 Palms, La Quinta, Cathedral City. So some were local and some from far away. Some were young, some were older. Same kind of thing. Here's some additional ones, 50, 71 years old, going all the way down, in this case, to 24 years of age, and being from all over. What I really want to have you appreciate is that prostitution is not a victimless crime. Those victimized by commercial sexual exploitation, we call that CSEC, often have long histories of emotional and physical and psychological abuse or sexual abuse or trauma in their backgrounds. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children tells us that about 1 in 6 endangered runaways that are reported are likely victims of sex trafficking. So sex trafficking victims are often subjected to severe forms of emotional, physical, and sexual abuse at the hands of those that are paying them for their services, and also those that are actually out there exploiting them in the name of pimping and pandering. The Riverside County Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force seeks to disrupt and dismantle sex trafficking rings operated within our county and will aggressively identify, pursue, and apprehend, and need I say anymore, also prosecute those who are the most vulnerable. Through proactive enforcement operations, RCAHT works to reduce future demand for sex buying by identifying and arresting sex buyers. Human trafficking will not be tolerated in Riverside County. This operation focused on rescuing victims of sexual slavery and human trafficking, and also identifying and arresting their captors and disrupting the demand aspect, for these vulnerable victims. So Riverside County Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force is a multidisciplinary task force. In my opinion, they're the best in the nation, but I've worked with them for almost 12 years now. So I'm a bit prejudiced. But I know these people. These are men and women who get up in the middle of the night and put their lives on the line to be able to rescue a young person, male or female, that might be being sexually exploited and put into commercial sex. So it's the Sheriff Department that leads it, but as you will see, it's also the DA's office, Homeland Security, FBI. It's a group working together to be able to make all of this happen, and along with the part-time support and interaction with many local police departments. They also work with victim service providers and NGOs such as Million Kids. As I was mentioning earlier, we have tremendously responsible, resourceful, absolutely dedicated victim service providers in Riverside County that are really there to make sure that they can not only intervene and help them get out of the life, but to rebuild their life, to help them deal with the trauma, to get rid of the tattoos, to find safe haven, to get legal services and get their lives back on track. Well, congratulations, RCAHT, and to the Riverside County Sheriff Department. Thank you for putting your lives on the line and doing the hard work of keeping our kids safe from predators and also keeping our community safer. We appreciate you. Here in Riverside County, we have the best of the best, and we really appreciate all that you do to keep our community safe. We'll see y'all next time on Million Kids Insider Alert.